Hi, David. Thank you for coming in with me today. How are you feeling?
I'm okay.
Okay. Do you know why I called to have a session or first meeting with you?
No, I don't really know why. I know my wife called this meeting, but I don't really see a problem, going on. I don't really know why I'm here. I think it's kind of a waste of time. I really just don't want to be here, so.
Okay, well, I'll tell you a little bit about what this family session will be like. Your wife had some concerns that your communication between each other and with your daughter was not the best. She feels that there's some issues going on with your daughter and getting her to do specific tasks, and she feels that that's having a burden on your relationship and your communication as a family. So she wanted to address communication really issues within your family members.
Oh, I don't think there's any problems going on with communication. I think the issue is just that my wife and my daughter aren't listening to what I tell them to do.
Okay.
That's the real problem. I don't think we need to go to therapy for that.
Okay. Well, what I want to do during the family sessions is really address everybody's problem and make sure that everybody sees that there is benefit from engaging in family sessions. And I completely can understand how you feel that there is not really a problem to be addressed. But I think as a family, we can all make that decision. And moving forward, we can develop some goals that are common for everybody and that are beneficial for everybody. Do you think that that's something that you would be willing to participate in?
I guess. Yeah, I'll go one meeting.
Okay, well, thank you so much, and I will get in touch with you to schedule our first meeting. Hi, Annette. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. So thank you so much for agreeing to meeting with me. I really wanted to talk about why your mom reached out to me. Do you know why she reached out to me?
Yeah, I know why. Yeah. My mom and my dad, they don't agree. On things. They seem to be fighting a lot. They just don't. They don't think the same way. And I got a car, and they don't even give me a chance to do the things I need to do. I'm a responsible girl. I go to school, I make good grades. They decided to get me the car, but it's hard for me sometimes to just do everything that they're asking me to do. I feel a little overwhelmed with everything. But they themselves don't even know what, they're just fighting all the time, and I'm tired. I don't know what they want. I don't even really know what they want, and they don't even hear me. They don't understand me.
Okay.
They don't understand me.
Okay,
They don't know what it's like to be a teenager, to be me,
Okay, so I can tell you're pretty overwhelmed and kind of just tired of the situation. So what this family session would do is just address everybody's concerns and everybody's viewpoint of what the problem or issue area may be. And I think it's completely understandable to feel the way you feel and your reasonings.
It is, right? Understandable.
Yes, it is. And I really want to address everybody's concerns and everybody's needs in family sessions. So I really was wondering if you would be willing to participate in family sessions.
Yeah, but I don't know how you're going to get my dad to talk.
We will work on everybody's communication moving forward. So I can contact you and your parents to see when the next available time slot for us to meet.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much.
All right.
Okay. So thank you so much for agreeing to meet with me today. How are y'all doing?
Fine, thank you.
I guess, all right.
How about you, David? Okay, well, I wanted to go and start this meeting by wanting to ask you what you hope to get out of the session and what you think the areas of concern or the problematic areas are in your family style right now. So Laura, do you want to go first?
I'll go ahead and start. So I know that I was the one that, got all of us here together. So I just wanted us to sit down as a family and try to resolve the conflicts that we've been, experiencing at home and stuff. So sweetheart, I know that you've probably been feeling a lot of pressure from both of us, from your dad and I, which in turn has caused some conflict between us. And I know I just don't think that I don't think we're on the same page, when it comes to her. And I honestly think that you're a little too hard on her. And I think maybe you need to like, you know, like loosen up a little bit. But, cause she's doing, you know, she's in school, she's doing well. You know, she's not a bad kid, you know, and she does work. So I am trying to be understanding with her, you know, even though we did have an agreement, you know, you know the agreement. Like, our agreement was that, you know, when she turned 16, we got her that car, but she was supposed to help make payments, and she got a job and everything, but we keep having to foot the bill for things because she's not keeping up on her end. And now she's telling me that prom is coming up, you know, and she's asking me to pay for things, you know, which I don't know. I feel very conflicted about it because I know he doesn't want me to. He's telling me to say no to her, you know, but she keeps coming to me and asking me anyways, and now I'm just like, I don't know I feel like very much in the middle, and I don't know what to do. But I don't want to make him angry, you know, but at the same time I don't want to make her angry either. So what can I do?
So what I understand from what you just said is you're looking for a common ground, you know, to make sure that your daughter is meeting your expectations of her, and then also having really good communication with your husband so there's not a strain between the two. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. What about you, Annette?
Well, they're fighting all the time. I don't even want to be at home anymore. I'd rather be at work because all they do is just argue and argue and argue. And I feel like it's all because of me, you know? I mean, yeah, I could do better, you know, but I also have things I'm a kid still, you know, I want to still enjoy the things that I want to do, and I give money sometimes, but sometimes, you know, I mess up and but what am I going to do? I'm going to lose my car because of that? I mean, I think that I make really good grades at school. I'm always on time. I'm top of my class. You know, I don't do any drugs. I'm not out there, you know, doing things that I'm not supposed to. I go to work, I come back, and it's just all the time. They're never satisfied. It's always more and more and more. And I screwed up. You know, I don't do those things, but I need money too. I'm not asking them for all this extra money for other things. I'm using my own money, like for prom. I just want to buy my dress, and if I didn't have a job, I'd still have to come to them for the dress. They'd still buy me the dress, right? Mm-hmm. And so, right, Mom? I mean, this is my senior year, you know?
Yes, but we had an agreement, and that is outside of our agreement.
And we can get to the agreement part and just the communication. But right now, I really just want to hear what you think the issues are. And what I'm hearing is that you want some understanding of what you're going through, and then they need to understand what's going on in your life, and then
they don't know how hard it is to have to go through this, and then to come home and they're just angry. And he won't even talk. He just like says whatever he wants to say, and then he just turns around and he just walks off, you know?
So another common theme is communication between you and your parents, communication between themselves, so we can work on that as well. So I do see some common themes. I'm going to go with your dad and see what he thinks the issues are also, and then we can circle back to the common themes.
I know, I told you at the last meeting that I don't really see a problem here. I think the biggest problem is that I think both Annette and Laura are siding against me, really. You know, especially when Annette can kind of get Laura on her side and kind of whine like, oh, I don't have any money for this, I don't have any money for that. When really Annette would just rather go out and kind of visit with her friends, and oh, no wonder she doesn't have any money. You know, she'd rather visit with all of her friends. I'm not getting the baby in maybe senior year, but that's why she doesn't have any money. I think we got that car so that Annette could make payments on it and teach her some kind of sense of, responsibility for it.
That was the idea.
But I think if she's, you know, hanging out with her friends and doing all that, and she's not making any payments and we're doing it, then what's the point? You know, I've thought about going to get the car and just taking it back or trying to sell it. Laura won't let me, but, you know, it's crossed my mind.
She needs the car.
Yeah. So you also need to have some responsibility from, or you want Annette to take some responsibility for the agreement that you all made. And you also want her to understand where you're coming from, because you're trying to kind of teach her responsibility because she is 16 and she's going to be an adult soon. And you want to have that communication, effective communication between everybody. That doesn't mean that you have to yell or you have to get into arguments, correct?
Yes.
And I think David and I were on the same page when it comes to, yes, that was the whole reason with the car. We wanted to teach her some responsibility, you know, but I think, like I said earlier, I just think like we're coming about it maybe two different ways. Like, I think he probably thinks like I'm too much of a doormat, you know, and maybe he's right to a certain extent, because I can see where he's coming from when he says that, you know, and she manipulates me sometimes. I can't help it.
Mhm.
You know, she's my kid, you know, and I want what's best for her, you know. But at the same time, I don't want you to like have to like manipulate me to, you know, just to get what you want either. Like, I really wish you would be a little bit more respectful to your dad.
He
You
won't
know?
even listen to me.
Well, he's all.
I just come and
still
say,
your
well, I try
father.
to come and say something, and I try to tell him something, and the first thing he's like, did you do that? Nope. Okay, fine. Well, then you can't do that. And it's just, what's the point if he's
Well, I
not
don't know
gonna
how you're ever
listen?
gonna learn responsibility any other way. I mean, how are you ever gonna learn to be an adult? if
I
you're only
am
gonna be
responsible.
here
I
for
do
a
good
couple
at
of years?
school.
You can talk to
So-
her
so-
in a calm voice,
So
David.
I want to stop you guys right there, guys, and I wanted to shift the energy from, you know, just being really negative to being neutral. I want to really talk about individual goals that you guys would like to attain, and then just common goals within the family. So what is a common goal that you guys would like to see within your family?
I guess with me, I would just like to have like maybe some better communication between all of us, and like for David and I to be on the same page, you know, be a team, and I think communication is probably the key for me.
Okay. So communication between everybody in your family and just to be on the same page as your husband.
Mhm.
Okay, what about you, Annette?
I would just like my parents to listen to me. They think they already know everything that's right, and they think they know everything, and they're not hearing me. You know, they don't see like that I'm responsible. They don't see that, and I am responsible. Like, I'm responsible with school. I'm responsible with a lot of things, but you know, this was a lot for me. You know, it's a lot. It's a lot that I have to pay half the car payment. That's always a lot of money, and sometimes I do make mistakes, and I think just that threat that my dad just threatening to just always take away the car and take away the car and take away the car, that's not fair.
So I see that you said that your dad is always threatening to take away your car. Can you think of a time where your dad did not threaten to take away your car?
Yeah, I guess he did 1 or 2 times.
And how did that make you feel?
Well, it was better that he wasn't just telling me, well, you're gonna take that car away, I'm gonna sell that car, you know?
So it kind of validated your feelings of being grateful to have your car, and just the atmosphere in your home was a little bit better?
Well, yeah, it's better if he doesn't do that.
Okay.
But I just want them to know that it's just sometimes I can't be perfect.
So you want them to be a little bit more understanding of your needs. That's your goal that you would like. Okay, what about you, David?
I think I really just need them to listen to kind of what I'm trying to get across. And maybe, I know Laura mentioned being on the same page, maybe that's part of it, but I need Annette to understand kind of where I'm coming from. When I do threaten to take away the car, you know, that I'm trying to impress some kind of responsibility, because, you know, she is trying, but sometimes I don't think it's enough.
Okay, so you want to be understood of the reasons why you are being kind of hard on Annette.
Yes.
And what are those reasons?
That she's getting ready to go to college. It's not too far away, and if she doesn't learn these things now, she's not going to do well when she's out of the house.
Okay.
You know, and she's going to have to learn it a lot harder when she leaves.
So Annette, do you see why your dad's a little bit hard on you? It's not just about taking away your car, but there's a reason why?
I do see what he's talking about, I do, but he doesn't see, it's like the car is the only thing, you
Okay.
know? So it's that, I mean, I'm showing you in so many other ways, showing him that I am responsible. So why is it this one thing is like everything? I just don't know, I don't get it.
Okay, so you want to be more understood again. Okay. So a common goal that if it's okay with you all moving forward, we can work on is communication. Communication between you two as parents and your parenting techniques with Annette, and then also communication with your parents on how you feel and how all this responsibility that is being put on you, how that has affected you in your everyday life. Okay,
Maybe, now that you're saying this, maybe David and we didn't understand how much pressure we were putting on her. Because I think David was maybe coming off as, because you were thinking like, well, she can do it, you know, this isn't too much that we're asking of her. And yeah, I thought the same, because when I was her age, I was working, and I know, same thing with you, we both been working since we were like 15, 16 years old, you know, we've always worked, so I think maybe that's why we were like, she can do it too, because that's what we did, you know, and so maybe, like, I just didn't realize how much stress we were putting on top of, you know, putting on you, so maybe David and I need to talk about maybe rearranging, you know, our initial agreement or something. I still don't think we should take the car away from her, because I think she needs it. She needs it for her job.
okay.
And I've told that to him
Okay.
plenty of times. But at the same time, I am willing to work, you know, talk to David about maybe something that we can both agree on that would also maybe not put so much pressure on her.
Okay, so what kind of way you want to develop is a common ground
Yeah.
of understanding what is expected of you, and then understanding what you're expecting of your parents in regards to how much responsibility they're putting on you. And you don't want to generalize, you know, I think that she needs this or needs that. You really want to get her input is what I'm getting at.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, well, I think those are great goals to first start off with in these family sessions. What about you, David? Do you want to add anything?
No.
Okay, well, I think that's great. Are you guys willing to continue working together as a family on those common goals?
Yes.
Okay, well, we can schedule to meet next time, maybe next week, and then we can start on individual goals. Okay, thank you.